So, Black Clover Chapter 240 has officially begun, and wow, this is honestly even better than I was expecting. So, let's talk about it. So, we actually start this chapter off back at the Heart Kingdom, where Charming is gorging herself on all the Heart Kingdom food. Little Pachika is basically hugging Charming, basically like saying how cute she is, and that typical Little Pachika stuff. Problem child likes problem child stuff like that. Mimosa and Noelle are trying to tell her to stop, etc. But then all of a sudden, Little Pachika ends up sensing that they're under attack, and finally, I can actually remember the name of the third member of the Dark Triad. And it's Vanica. Vanica? Vanica. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she is confirmed to have the power of Megicula, which means that Zeno's power was in fact 100% from Megicula himself. From what I can tell, and the way that the Devil's Shadow in that panel was designed. So, from this point on, she does say that she is stage 0, along with the other mages that are currently attacking the Heart Kingdom, and that they all need to get ready to battle. Then, from that epic scene, we end up cutting to the Black Bull's hideout, where Finral and Asta show up to meet with Gauche, Vanessa, and Gray. All of them just hanging out. Henry is honestly asleep because he is low on mana, and Charming isn't around to help refuel everyone's mana to keep Henry moving for very long. And apparently, Magna and Zora have been spending a lot more time together due to the fact that, from assuming that they were peasants and that essentially they're delinquents, most likely. And I do kind of see those two becoming somewhat good friends, and learning how to use their magic in combination with each other. But things don't go very smoothly for long. Once Finra ends up leaving to go get Yami, since apparently there was a captain's conference in the Clover Kingdom during that same day, which I believe was most likely interrupted right with the Golden Dawn being attacked and all. I really do believe we're going to find out what's going to happen after that, most likely in the next chapter or two. So Finra leaves, everyone's talking, relaxing, how everything's been going. And then the new king and leader of the Dark Triad shows up at the Black Bull's hideout to try and take Yami. And he realizes that Yami isn't there and is like, I'll just play with you all for now. And then Vanessa, right at that moment, uses Rouge to activate her fixed string magic. Henry recombines the Black Bull's hideout into the Raging Black Bull so they can fight. He combos with Gauche's magic to try and use mirror magic in order to reflect some light to hit Dante. But Dante uses a very powerful spell called Gravity Magic. So I believe it was the Rise of the Demon King. I believe that's what it was called. And it was insanely powerful gravity magic that basically dragged the light magic itself down to the ground, and the pressure also snapped all the trees in the area. And if it wasn't for Rouge, the Black Bull's hideout would also be destroyed. Dante even comments on how the Black Bulls at that moment have a stage 0 mage that can mess with the laws of nature, the natural laws. And he is very interested. I mean, of course he'd be interested. He was going there because Yami is an arcane stage. And Vanessa being considered a stage 0 is in fact very interesting. Now, I do believe that she has the potential due to the fact that with her power to control fate, in a sense, she would have been considered an arcane mage. But, whatever. I mean, she could be rescaled to an arcane stage, I guess. But either way, this ends up getting the guy interested in Vanessa's power. So once that happens, Asta flies by, does a nice slash attack against Dante, catching him a little bit off from surprise, and he's riding the Demon Dweller sword the Demon Slayer sword with the Demon Dweller sword in hand. So it is official from last time, Asta can in fact ride on his sword. And do not take that in a weird way. He can actually ride his swords and swing them around like Mjolnir. So that shows how much control Asta has had over his anti-magic over the course of the time skip. And you can very well believe that Asta is going to end up fighting against, well, Dante in the next chapter. I was not expecting that. I was expecting Yami to fight him. But Asta fighting him will give us a good way of showing Asta going all out against a powerful mage. We saw him going up against like the basic foot soldiers, essentially for the Spade Kingdom, and destroying them with ease. But putting his anti-magic against someone that can manipulate gravity and has his own demon, his own devil magic, things will end up being insane. Especially since, well, Asta has to protect the Black Bulls at the same time. Or actually, he'll end up getting good support from the Black Bulls, and they can combo off for a way to Asta to get in Dante's blind spot. Like I said, not too much like fully happens in this chapter, but everything that happens is really good. It starts off with the Heart Kingdom getting attacked. We cut back to see the rest of the Black Bulls, aside from Magda and Zora, and then Dante shows up to look for Yami, who isn't there, and ends up just being like, I'm going to attack the Black Bulls to try and lure Yami out, or just to pass some time. And we get the tease where Asta's going to have to fight the leader of the Dark Triad. And that's pretty much it. I enjoyed this chapter a lot, and I've been enjoying everything post time skip up until this point. I mean, the Elf arc, the arc where the Black Bulls are essentially put on, where Asta basically put on trial, the very short arc with the Heart Kingdom, and now everything post time skip has been amazing so far, and I am really loving it. The fight against Asta and the Black Bulls versus Dante, that will be a good fight, and most likely Yami will show up. Now I do see them getting overpowered very easily once, the same way Yuna was overpowered by Zeno after Dante will have to release his demon. Now, we can assume that Dante is in fact stronger than Zeno due to the fact that he's the king. If he is stronger, then it might take less than 55%, like Zeno used, to take down Asta and the rest of the Black Bulls, or at least seemingly take them down until Yami shows up, and then Dante most likely abducting Yami the same way that Zeno did with Vengeance. There's no guaranteed way of what the outcome of the fight will be. Will things end up being a stalemate for the inevitable fight, and no one ends up getting taken down, and Yami stays with the Black Bulls? Because I don't see Yami getting insanely overpowered or captured. It doesn't seem right. But at the same time, I do kind of get why you would need to take Yami away, because it would also give a sense of urgency, because without the captains there, it gives the rest of the main cast more of an incentive to get even stronger than they already are, and also to more incentive to take down the Diamond Kingdom the Spade Kingdom as soon as they possibly can. But yeah, that's really all I really got. A good chapter, real nice setup for the following things that are going to happen: the fight in the Heart Kingdom with Vonica and her mages, and the battle with Dante against Asta and the Black Bulls, and maybe Captain Yami will end up showing up at the very last minute to help save their asses. Who knows? But yeah, great chapter, great setup, really good pacing as always for Black Clover, and that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe. If you got any more things that you want me to review or read and give my initial thoughts on, let them down in the comments below. And above all else, have an awesome day.